Hello friends, in this video, I am going to explore the Indonesian Aerospace Museum. Enjoy the video! But first we need to buy the tickets. So the first place in this museum is the PBY-5A Catalina. This plane is made by Douglas in America. And this is the plane's look like. This is an amphibious plane, so it could land on the water. This plane is owned by the Squadron 5 of the Indonesian Air Force. The next plane is the F-5 Tiger. This fighter jet is built by the Northrop Aircraft Company in America. This plane is owned by the 14th Squadron of the Indonesian Air Force, with the registration of Tango Sierra 0503. In the back of the plane, there is the horizontal stabilizer and the jet engine. The next plane is a bomber plane, which is the Tu-16 Badger. This plane was made by the Tupolev Aircraft Company by the Soviet Union. It made its first flight in 1952. This is the back part of the plane. This plane was sent to the Indonesian Air Force in the 1960s. The first landing was in the Kemayoran Airport in Jakarta. And this is the AS-1 Cannonball missile. This missile is attached to the Tu-16 Badger. In the front of the plane, it was written with the number of 1625. And this is the cockpit's look like. The next is the single-engine jet, which is the F-4 Hawker Hunter. This plane is licensed by the Hawker Siddeley. This plane was used by the Netherlands Air Force, but unfortunately, it was broken and can't fly again. This is the MiG-21F fighter jet. This fighter jet is made by the Mikoyan Gorevich Aircraft Company in the Soviet Union. In the bottom of the plane and also in the wing, there are some missiles that attach to this MiG-21F. Now the next plane is a transport aircraft, which is the C-130 Hercules. This plane was made by the Lockheed Aircraft in America. This is what it looks in the front of the C-130 Hercules. And in the fact, this Hercules was the first Indonesian Air Force C-130 Hercules. This is the rear landing gear on the C-130 Hercules. And look this beautiful tail. And this is the back door of the plane. This is the ramp back of the C-130 Hercules. The function is to deliver the cargoes. In the tail, there's a registration written it, which is Tango 1301. The next plane is the twin propeller plane, which is the Fokker 27. This plane was made by the Fokker Aircraft Company in the Netherlands. This is the front view of the plane. This plane is owned by the 2nd Squadron in the Indonesian Air Force. This is the turboprop engine and the wings. This is the landing gear. The landing gear is attached to the engine, just like the Bombardier Q400. This is the window of the plane. And in the back, we got the tail with written registration as Tango 2707. The next plane is the UF-1 Albatros. This plane is made by the Grumman Aircraft Company in the USA. This is the front part of the plane. This plane is owned by the 5th Squadron of the Indonesian Air Force. And this is the wings looks like. And also this is the landing gear and the back part of the plane. In the tail, there's an registration written as India Romeo 0117. This is the water rudder. The function is so the plane could be steered on the water. In the fact, this plane is also an amphibious plane, just like the PBY-5 Catalina that I showed in the start of the video. This is the Beechcraft T-34A Mentor. This plane is used by the Indonesian Air Force to train their pilots. This plane is made by the Beechcraft Aircraft Company in America. This plane registration is Bravo 681. This is the AS-202 Bravo. Same as the T-34, This plane is used by the Indonesian Air Force to train their pilots. This plane is made by the FFA Aircraft Company in Switzerland. This plane registration is 5 Mike 2038. This is the T-34C Mentor. While the T-34A Mentor is using the piston engine, this plane is using the turboprop engines. This plane is used by the Indonesian Air Force to train their pilots. This aircraft is made by the Beechcraft Company in America. The registration of this plane is 5 Delta 3416. Jupiter. The next plane is the Cessna 401. This plane is made by the Cessna Aircraft Company in America. The Indonesian Air Force used this plane to become the rescue plane, the VIP plane, and also it used to train their pilots. This is the pilot that have used this plane for some operation. This is how the planes looks like. This plane can carry up to 5 passengers. This is a turboprop engine plane. It's used by the 17th and 4th Squadron of the Indonesian Air Force. This plane registration is the Alpha 4014. The next plane is the OV-10 Bronco. This plane made by the North American Rockwell Aircraft Company as an attacker and transport plane. This plane is powered by the turboprop engines with the registration of Tango Tango 1015. For me, this plane is unique because it has 2 tails in it. And this is the engine and the front view of the plane. The next plane is the Elysian EL-14. This plane is made in the Czechoslovakia, but now changed into Czech Republic. For me, this plane looks like the shape of the Douglas DC-3. This plane is ever used by the first Indonesian president, which is Mr. Soekarno, which means this plane is ever used to be a presidential plane. But after being a presidential plane, this plane is being a transporter plane until it retired. The registration of the plane is Tango 414. This is the view of the old Yogyakarta Airport, which is the Adi Sucipto International Airport. Now we are in the helicopter part. As you can see here, this is the Sikorsky HC-34. It was made by the Sikorsky Aircraft Company. This is the MIL Mi-4 helicopter. This is the MIL Mi-1 helicopter. This is the Hughes 500C helicopters. This is the NAS 332 helicopter. This is the Bell 204, and in there is the Bell 47 helicopters. This 2 helicopter is built by the Bell Aircraft Company. This is the N250. This plane is made by the IPTN Aircraft Company in Indonesia. Fun fact, this plane is designed by the 3rd President of Indonesia, which is Mr. B.J. Habibie. The plane nickname is the Gatot Kaca. And in the fact, there's a second version of the N250, which is the N250-100, nicknamed as Kriti Wing C. The N250 is made the maiden flight in 10 August 1995. This is the middle part and the back part of the N250. In the tail, there's a logo of PT Dirgantara Indonesia, which is the new nickname of IPTN. The registration of the plane is Papa Kilo X-Ray November Golf. The next plane is the Douglas A4 Skyhawk. This plane is made by the Douglas Aircraft Company in America. This plane is used by the Indonesian Air Force to be a fighter jet. The plane registration is Tango Tango 0440 and used by the 11th Squadron of the Indonesian Air Force. This is the bullet and the missile of the plane. The next plane is the Hawk Mk53. This plane is made by the British Aerospace System in England. This plane is used by the Indonesian Air Force to be a fighter jet and also to train their pilots. The plane registration is Tango Tango 5309. And this is the SA-75 missile. This missile is made by the Soviet Union. So large. Anyway, that is for today's video. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.